everybody, it's Felix with Run Productions. We are back with another one disc, one tip segment. Today we've got the 5-time world champion, Miss Paige Pierce. Paige, thank you so much for taking the time out to film this segment with us, and thank you for Smashbox to continue to air these segments here. So Paige, we know obviously a lot about you. You're a 5-time world champion, but how long have you been playing the actual sport of disc golf?
I'm 29 years old and I've been playing since I was 4. My dad took me out just as a little kid, so I've been playing for 25 years now. But I didn't start playing tournaments until I was around 10 years old, so competitively for about 15 years.
Wow, so there's a wealth of knowledge and experience you've gained in that time frame. You're with Discraft now, you've got a whole new bag. Thinking about your bag, if you could pick out one disc that you think would fit anybody's game regardless of skill level, what disc would that be?
Yeah, honestly, it's the Soul. A lot of people were surprised that I put my name on this one and I chose it as a signature disc, but I quickly fell in love with it. It was the first disc at the warehouse that I put my hand on and I was like, wow, this feels amazing. And actually the owners told me, you're probably not gonna like it, it's understable, but understable is exactly what I would recommend to any player, whether you're a slower arm speed, a new player, advanced player, or a pro player. Everyone needs an understable disc in their bag. And the reason I choose the Soul is because it's also, not only is it understable, but it's also glidey. So when it's turning right, as long as you give it enough time in the air, it will hold that glide over and slowly pan over to the right for a right-handed player. So I think it's really, really helpful when you're throwing in the woods and you don't want that sidearm to skip. Or if you're just a backhand dominant player like myself, the Soul is definitely one I highly recommend.
Wow. Really refreshing to see a top-level pro talking about having understable discs in the bag versus the overstable stuff that we see all the time. So really great disc. Awesome. Love that. Switching gears a little bit, if you could think of one tip that you think, again, can impact anybody's game from novice all the way up to pro, what tip do you think that would be?
Yeah, I think that a lot of times we are so focused on what we think about flight numbers a lot, but the most common one I hear talked about is the first one, the speed. People talk about speed 12. Oh, I need a speed 14. Don't just look at the speed, look at the glide. I think that is very important when throwing a disc. Use the glide to your advantage. So if it has a lot of glide, throw it higher in the air to give it more time to glide out. If it's not high enough, it will hit the ground and kind of accidentally roll. So make sure you use the glide to your advantage and throw them with a little bit of speed up higher in the air.
Wow, that's a new tip we haven't heard yet, so there you go. Obviously sound advice from a 5-time world champion.
Thank you.
So I want to take the time out to thank Paige Pierce again for filming this segment with us. Big thank you to Smashbox for continuing to air these segments. And Paige, if anybody wants to follow along with you on your social media journey, where can they do that? Yeah,
most of my stuff I do on Instagram. It is instagram.com/Paige Pierce 29190. But yeah, you can find a lot of stuff on my website as well. I have my full about me section. It's like 6 paragraphs long. So if you want a little more elaboration on how I started, check out there. And also I got some sweet gear like this shirt and hat on there as well. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks Smashbox and Ace Run.
Thank you so much, Paige. Really appreciate it. Thank you again, Smashbox, as Paige said. And as always, from Run Productions, let's get excited for some disc golf.